right here in lovely Detroit, Michigan. Now, Detroit has seen a resurgence in more ways than one, and one of those aspects is the cricket scene here in Michigan. And what better way to celebrate the 4th of July weekend than having a star spangled tournament? That is the Michigan Open T20 Blast. This is the grand finale. 3 days of star studded performances has led to this final game. And let's see who's going to win the top prize. And we're going to bring it to you live all the way through till the very end, right here from the studio. And joining me in the studio to comment on the games along with myself, Avinash Raghu, is going to be Anupam Sharma. And I'm also joined here by Shaiju Yapin. And handling the technical side of things is Akshay Soragam, as well as Nitin, who's on the ground, and Pavan Reddy here, who's handling the camera responsibilities. So please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're in for an absolute cracker of a game, isn't that right?
So, hello everyone. Welcome to Detroit. We are coming live to you, as Avinash said. So the two teams that are facing off today are 22 yards CC and our local Become Better Sultans of SYLHET, being captained by somebody who's familiar to us in Michigan, Iftikhar Hussain Ifti. And for the 22-yard Sultan, the captain is Abdullah Malik. We are looking forward to a cracking game. I think we're ready for a toss shortly. Meanwhile, just to give you some context here, it's been a baking hot weekend in Detroit. I don't think we have seen 5 minutes below 85 Fahrenheit, and it's actually been in the 90s and the upper 90s most of the weekend. So these players are playing their fifth game in 48 hours, less than 48 hours actually. So this has been a test of sorts, even though this is a T20 tournament. This is going to be a test of fitness, and I am actually looking forward to how these players handle the heat, literally and figuratively. We should be looking at toss in about 5 minutes' time, which leaves us plenty of daylight to get the tournament done, get the finals done. There is some possibility of a thunderstorm at 7:30, so there is that makes the toss decision and what sort of target to settle it tricky. Chase can be tricky when you're looking at Duckworth first. You don't want to lose too many wickets, but at the same time, you need to stay up with net run rate, run rate in this case. So this is going to be a fascinating afternoon of tournament. It's been a great tournament. I personally have seen very high quality innings. I was hoping to see Ravindra Gunashekhara in the finals. He didn't make it. He's my favorite cricketer in this tournament. He almost willed his team into the semifinals. Didn't happen, but that's okay. So we have two very good teams. The highlight for Become Better Sultans of SYLHET is Ariful. Doesn't need any introduction. In addition to that, there are several cricketers that we know and love from our local scene. And from 22 yard CC, it's just a stacked team. It's a top to bottom full of stars. Yeah.
I think we had the captain himself, Abdullah Malik, leading from the front, along with handy support with bat and ball by Rohan Mustafa, who's, I think, scored in a couple of games and chipped in with the ball as well, along with the bowling spearhead Nisar Ahmed as well. And like I said, and Kashyap Prajapati also has been the batsman in form over the course of this tournament. So lots of stars lined up for you, and it's going to be an absolute thrilling finale. Not to mention the weather aspect that Anupam mentioned. So are we have the captains ready at the ground for the toss. So over to the Lasky Cricket Ground in Detroit.
Are the top teams in this league so far, and
Can they hear me?
I hope we'll see
I don't know.
in the finals as well. The couple teams have been already covered, like umpire scores in the final. So if you guys are not, it is the best effort you guys are here.
Mute
So
your
let's
mic.
respect our umpire score. Clear the clear,
Okay.
clear. Maybe some scores here and
Can
there,
you
but
mute?
they need to gonna be live in streaming, and also we are live on the ground. So please make sure like you guys are there. You guys are really focusing on it. We are expecting some World Cup from a couple of the guys who are already played in the World Cup. So let's keep it up and congrats and good luck for the final. Can I? Yeah. Just keep it here. First. Head. Head says the call. It's tails. No, it's head. So head. Heads. Tail ka? Heads. Heads, but you are bowling, we are bleeding. Okay.
Alright, wait.
Counting 15 minutes.
Alright.
I think
So,
start at 4:30.
Captain, you won the toss?
No, I think he was.
Okay, so you're on the toss. So, what would you like to do today?
Would like to bat first.
Bat first, and if you could tell us about, like, what's your experience and what are you looking, what's your target for today, and
Honestly, it's a final game, so it's hard to tell you like what is the perfect target we'll get put on to them. But I think 170 plus will be the good score for us and for them as well.
cool. Alright, sir, thank you. Congratulations again, and good luck. So, Skip, I know you lost the toss, and what's your plan? What would you look say a good score that you want to book them under, and what are you looking to chase?
I think this is. I think I played here a few games, a few seasons. I think this is a high scoring ground. Anything can chase here, So we try to restrict them as low as possible. But it's the final game, they played well. I think they are unbeaten. If they score like 160, 180, like I think it's chaseable here. So we are looking for the good game.
So, so you have your team ready, and
Yep.
you're ready to go.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Thank you,
Thank
Captain,
you. Thank
again.
you. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, thank you so much. Back to you, to the stage.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome back to the studio. So as we saw, 22 yards, lost a toss. Lost the toss, and Sultans of Select become better. Won the toss and elected to bat without any real hesitation. Makes sense. As I said, there is some rain in the forecast, so we should be. I mean, if I'm the 22 yards, I'll try and keep the over rate up. I'd like to bowl as quickly as possible. Uh, should be possible to bowl in about 85 minutes. there is a sense of urgency. But it's hot, it's humid, so we'll see. We'll see how the cookie crumbles.
Absolutely, yeah. No, great toss to win for the SYLHET Sultans, or the become better Sultan of SYLHETs, as they call themselves. They've had an unbeaten run to this final, so they'll obviously have their tails up big time. 22 yards did have that one hiccup in one of the league games. Nonetheless, they got their own back in the semi-final, winning when it mattered. So they will have some momentum on their side as well. So two top sides in the competition that are facing off in this big game, Anupam.
So, what the keys to the game are going to be? What kind of an opening start can become better Sultans of Sylhet can get to? So Gaganjot's been the in-form opener. He has been the opener of the tournament. He has read the lens well. He has adapted to the conditions. This is his fifth innings in 2 days, so he should be sighting the ball well. He's used to the conditions. He's somebody who does play in Michigan frequently. The wild card to me is what become better. Selector Sultan have struggled with his production from the other opening slot. They have tried several different combinations and they've not been able to get Gaganjot a good partner. So they would be looking to maybe make some adjustments. I don't know if they send if if Iftikhar Hussain up the order or Arshit Singh up the order, or they try one more go with Imran Deepu. All three of these are excellent cricketers who can, on their day, win a game on their own. But it will be interesting to see who walks out to bat with Gaganjot. I'm guessing Gaganjot is a shoo-in because he has over 100 runs with an excellent strike rate. He's looked comfortable against Sohail Tanveer and other high-quality bowlers, so I don't expect him to struggle. But the keys to the game are going to be: is it 4 overs 48 or is it 4 overs 20?
Absolutely. No, there's quite a few prized wickets in that Sultan of Sylhet's team. Ariful Haq, of course, has been their most successful batsman, 173 runs over the course of this tournament, striking at about 165, which, of course, is imperative considering the standard of this tournament. And it'll be a very interesting challenge for the 22 yards bowlers to keep this rampaging batting lineup in control. Ariful Haq, of course, like you mentioned, joined by Gaganjot Singh, Michigan's own Arjun Ajbani, who we all know is a very good batsman at our level and has shown up as well in this high caliber tournament. So that is another wicket that they'd be eager to get. And of course, Imran Deepu and Azhar Rahman as well there in the mix.
To me, Azhar Rahman, he's been a revelation in this tournament because he has 3 innings, 82, and he has not lost his wicket. He has played at a strike rate of 200 and managed to not get out across 3 innings. That's not an easy thing to do against this caliber of bowling and in these conditions, which certainly have been trying. But as we all know, Azhar Rahman, he is the commensurate team player. He's going to do what is required. And Sultans of Sylhet have a real finisher at the end of their order, in addition to a strong middle order anchored by, as Avinash said, Arjun Ajbani and Mohammad Ariful Haq. So it's going to be my sense is a higher scoring game. I'm looking at least 170 given the conditions. Now certainly become better Sultans of Sylhet probably targeting a higher total. Given that this is the finals, I would say 185 to 190 could be tough because there is always scoreboard pressure. Outfield is really moving. LASKY has been rolled before the tournament by the tournament organizers, Asia United, and it's really traveling. So there are runs to be had as long as the bowlers are able to not get early wicket.
Well, the Lasky Recreation Center is known for being a pretty high scoring ground in general. The grass, normally in the Michigan Cricket Association League, we see that a lot of the grounds are cut for soccer. But Lasky, I think, is one of the exceptions where the ground's actually cut for cricket. The outfield's pretty quick, and we tend to see a lot of high scoring games, as we have seen throughout the tournament and as is evinced by the economy rate of some of the bowlers. Mind you, the 22 yards bowling attack are no slouches with the ball. They have some really good bowlers in them, chiefly led by Nisar Ahmed, who's been their highest wicket taker. He's taken 9 wickets over the course of the 4 games that his team has played, and also ably supported by Akhtar Shah, Shahidul Islam, and Rohan Mustafa, who we mentioned in the introduction as a very good handy bowler as well, in addition to being a very good batsman. So this is a matchup of two pretty really good teams. I mean, a very good bowling attack going up against a pretty solid batting unit in under conditions that are very good for cricket in general. Extremely hot, so it is going to test the players' fitness as well as mental concentration. But we are in for a really exciting final here, which should be getting underway very shortly.
And Akhtar Shah, as we know, is a first-class player from Pakistan. He is very quick and very accurate. He can generate a lot of bounce from a good length, and not to forget that 22 yards also has Shakir Ahmed, who's a very experienced Michigan cricketer who has also played in minor league. He knows this ground very well. He knows these conditions and he knows how to extract the maximum. He has bowled 11 overs at a economy rate of 9, which is a little on the higher side, but he can on his day he can really pull a game back with his variations in flight and variations in pace. He's a very accurate bowler. Of course, there is all the international experience from Dilshan Manavira, as well as the fiery opening pace of Nisar Ahmed, Akhtar Shah, and Shahidul Islam. All three of these are genuinely quick bowlers. They're not medium distance by any stretch of the imagination. So yes, as the final gets underway here, we are looking at a very good matchup. And as I said, going to the key. Can they hold the wickets and can they get off to a flyer?
Absolutely, and bringing it all to your screens wherever you are is going to be your commentators for today, Avinash Raghu and Anupam Sharma. It's a pretty exciting afternoon for us as well. We are actually in a rather proper studio setting here, so quite an exciting outing for us as well, and hoping to complement the action there out on the field. Like we mentioned, the Sultans of SYLHET have had somewhat of a rampaging run to the final, starting off with their first league game on the US Independence Day against the Mighty Knights. They overcame them by 31 runs, so a pretty comprehensive victory over there. Next up on the Saturday, the 5th, they faced up the Toronto Royals, a pretty good team themselves, I believe headlined by ex-Pakistan international Sohail Tanveer, famous for his rather unique action, bowling off the wrong foot. But it was the Sultans of SYLHET that actually triumphed in that outing as well by 36 runs, followed by another comprehensive win against the World 11 Kings by 9 wickets, followed, of course, by this morning's semi-final against the Toronto Royals again, which was a slightly closer affair, seen in the overall context of the tournament. The Sultans of SYLHET coming up trumps by 16 runs and finding themselves in this final.
Right. And Arjun Ajbani really played a great innings. He walked in when the chips were down, and between Arjun Ajbani's 70-odd runs and a useful 36 from Arif al-Islam, 22 yards was able to get what I'd say the par score of around 178, and then they were able to hold on. They started really well with their bowling. Their bowling got to 5 or 6 wickets very quickly, but then there was a very good partnership between Munir Kakad and Sheel Patel. But eventually there was some very good death bowling from Rishabh Kumar Patel, who trapped Tanveer plumb in front of the wickets, which was the ball game. So Rishabh Kumar Patel,
yes, for a while.
Yes, does not happen very often that you get a capped international player and an IPL star. Right. The best player in the IPL 2010 edition, I believe. So it does not happen very often that you get to share the field and face against some of the best that the game has seen. So 22 yards will believe that they have a chance, but become better Sultans of SYLHET will have belief in themselves as well after winning all 3 of their league games as well as prevailing in the semi-finals. They have had the advantage of having played the morning game here at Lasky, whereas 22 yards had to play at Bloomer and also had to travel for 35 minutes. Every little thing matters when you have a packed schedule like we've had in this tournament. So every little advantage matters. So 22 yards, maybe on a little shorter rest. They also played a very competitive semi-final, which went down to the last overs. It was anybody's game. And now they have to look up for one final push, 20 good overs, or from their point of view, hopefully less than 20 good overs. If they can restrict become better Sultans of Sylhet to something manageable, they would fancy their chances.
Absolutely. So, like I said, we're still waiting for the game to commence. It's the Sultans of Sylhet that won the toss and chose to bat, and will probably be going live to the ground in any time now.
Right. With that,
It's just waiting for the start of the game.
yes.
Pertinent point that you made with the rain being forecast for about 7:30. The batsman is actually walking away disconsolate. So, what a start for the 22 yards to this grand final of the Michigan Open T20 Blast. A first ball wicket, Gaganjot Singh, who was
Key to the game.
the key to the game, as Anupam Sharma was mentioning. Probably the commentator's curse working off straight away. First ball duck for the star batsman, and what a blow to the SYLHET Sultans to start off.
Yes, yes. So Archit Singh has come, the vice captain has come to open the batting along with Gaganjot Singh. Gaganjot Singh took the strike, and Nisar Ahmed produced a snorter of a delivery, off of length, movement, caught the edge, And the batsman couldn't believe it. The umpire didn't even bother lifting his finger. The umpire is Omkara Kolkar. We know and love. He's one of the star umpires in Michigan, if you will, between him and Karthik Raghupati, who I believe is the other umpire. So that was a snorter of a delivery that lifted from length, moved away, and surprised Gagan. And Gagan did not have the answer to the pace that Nasir Ahmed generated. These two teams are, of course, facing off each other for the first time in this tournament. So maybe there was an element of surprise. But Nasir certainly produced a peach of a delivery, and this will go a long, long way. This is about a third of the run production of Become Better Sultans of Sylhet that has had to do the long walk for a golden duck.
Yes, Nisar Ahmed, what a start. He'll be all pumped up.
So this brings Arjun Ajbani to the crease. Arjun has had a very nice tournament as well. In fact, he's a big part of the reason why they're playing in the finals with the 70 runs in the semi-finals.
Oh. A hint of outswing there again. Nicely played down to third man. Just a single. Arjun Ajbani will be somewhat relieved to get off the mark with his first delivery. Nisar Ahmed right on point with his lines and lengths. And also getting that white ball to swing.
Yeah, he's asking questions. Now, Archit Singh, the vice captain, has to deliver here under pressure. 1 for 1. 0.2 balls done. Archit Singh gets ready, takes his guard. Batsman was perhaps not keyed in just yet.
Hint of breeze blowing across the ground here at Lasky. That was a wild swing from Archit, and that's another wicket down. Oh dear, that's probably a hint of nerves displayed there by Archit, going for a wild swing across the line. Never the best idea when you're first in and yet to get your eye in. And all that happened was the keeper ended up taking a rather good catch.
That was an excellent catch.
And another first ball duck in the Sultan of Sylhet's lineup. Their vice captain now back in the hut this time.
Yeah, the commentator's curse, Ravi. This is quite the surprise. So I think the ball was there to be pulled, perhaps, and maybe Archit was surprised by that extra bounce. But the wicketkeeper Abdullah Ahad Malik did very, very well to hang on to that one. That was not an easy catch. Many a keeper would have seen it sail over their head. He timed his jump exceptionally well and gloved the ball at full stretch. Another 6 inches higher, and that's a boundary. But you live by the sword and you die by it sometimes.
Absolutely. That is the nature of the T20 game, isn't it? You have to go from ball one, no sighters whatsoever.
Right. So with that, the scoreboard is rather somber looking. 1 for 2 for Become Better Sultans of Sylhet. And now Arif Alak walks out with his years of experience in the first class game as well as the international circuit. He is no stranger to this ground or the conditions in Michigan.
Nisar Ahmed wind at his back. Lovely delivery there. Probing line and length right in the channel. And Arif ul Haq watchfully letting it go through.
I think at this point, Become Better Sultans of Sylhet have to recalibrate their approach here. Maybe look to build a foundation, get to 50 odd in 7 overs, and look to build from there. Oh, that was another snort. That could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, falling just short of the fielder at gully. Ariful somewhat surprised. The Lasky wicket is known for good carry and pace off the deck. And Nisar Ahmed, with his height and lanky frame, obviously exploiting that to perfection.
Last ball of the over. Oh, another great delivery. What? He is big game.
1 for 2. What a start here for the 22 yards in this Michigan Open final. The Sultans of Sylhet immediately on the back foot. and find themselves in the tricky position of having to consolidate while also keeping the score up, having lost two of their really, really good batsmen right in the first over. Picture on your screen gives you a fair idea of the nice breeze that seems to be blowing across the ground. So the hot conditions notwithstanding, there is a modicum of relief there for the players on the field. And in particular, probably supporting the bowlers as well with some movement. As Shahidul comes in for the second over of the game.
Target as well. Looking for single there, Arjun. Sent back by Arif. Wisely so. They need a run out for 1 run. The risk to reward just not there.
It will be interesting to look at the field that Shahidul is bowling to. They obviously are in a very positive frame of mind with those 2 wickets, so keeping the 2 slips in place.
And what we have seen the keeper just do, that helps the bowlers get their tails up, right? The second wicket that Abdullah Malik covered so much ground. So the first slip's actually more of a second slip. It's a very wide slip. Oh, that is a class shot.
Beautifully struck away. And the first boundary of innings off the bat of Arjun Ajbani, that one was full swinging outside off stump with a lot of width on offer. And Arjun Ajbani, for the batsman that he is, isn't going to miss out on an opportunity like that.
Perhaps a fraction fuller than what the bowler intended.
Probably trying for some swing, right? As fast bowlers, the moment you see some wind supporting you and you see the movement in the ball, you try and tend to get it fuller rather than bang it into the deck.
So one slip's been taken out, perhaps moved towards defensive position. Great shot by Arjun.
We'll try and see if we can get you a shot of the field placing soon. Immediately compensating
away
with a shorter length, and Arjun Ajbani again capitalizing on it, pulling it away through mid-wicket for another boundary. So Shahidul just about struggling to get his length in position.
I'll tell you what, Avi, that wasn't a particularly short ball, but Arjun was on it in a flash and he used the depth of the crease and he pulled it to perfection.
Probably anticipating the somewhat shorter length.
Yes. Him being the wily cricketer he is, who has played a lot of cricket at very high levels. And that's been
slashed away over point for what looks to be a 6, really. No, 4 signaled by umpire Onkar Akolkar.
So 3 consecutive 4s. This has to help the become better Sultans of SYLHET breathe a little bit better. They're still down 2 wickets, but at least they have some runs to show for it as well.
How this game changes at a moment's notice, doesn't it?
Yes, 3 balls.
First over was all 22 yards, and now suddenly the SYLHET Sultans find themselves back in the game with 3
I wouldn't
very
say
good
back
boundaries.
In the game yet. They're not.
At least have their tails.
Yeah. Let's see what Arjun has. Oh, Arjun's not looking to hold back. That's been hammered over point, cut for what looks like a boundary. We'll wait for the umpire signal. It's a boundary. There was width on offer, and Arjun used it to perfection. This was not a great delivery in the sense that it's not really looking for the edge of the bat, and there was just maybe too much width. Some encouragement to the bowler from the fielding team. Now both the slips are out because the bowler is not looking like he's going to generate.
Right, last ball coming up. 4, 4, 4, 4.
17 for 2 after 1.5.
Much better delivery there. Almost a slip up in the field, but nonetheless, a dot ball to end the over. Shahidul probably will take a few minutes to get a bit of a breather and settle down after that somewhat expensive over 16 coming off it. So 1 for 2 at the end of one. Now looking at 17 for 2 at the end of the second over.
Right, and this was so Nisar is going to look to continue the rhythm of his first over, bowling to Arif. That's a good ball. Hint of movement. Right on target, driven back for a single. Now Arjun on strike. What do you think, Avi? What's Arjun looking to do here?
Well, he's made his intentions very clear, really. Yes, he was also helped by some wayward bowling there initially, at least by Shahidul. But Arjun clearly looks to be in a single frame of mind, attack.
Attack, yes. Let's see. Oh, that's
Umpire Raghupati checking.
oh, one for,
and
oh, that's a wide. That is a wide. And also one for the over. Well directed bouncer. I think it did surprise Arjun. Arjun was not expecting that ball there, given that the last 7 balls had all been full and swinging.
cut away rather powerfully there, but stopped by the fielder at backward point.
It's interesting. Nisar seems to have a different tactic set for Arjun. He's not pitching the ball up.
True, yeah, no, Nisar will feel that he probably got away with that one there. That could have gone for another boundary.
Yes, could have gone anywhere really. Nisar steaming in, third ball of the over. Oh, that was it appeared to be a cutter with the new ball.
Yeah, the batsman quickly scampering through for a single there, often an overlooked or at least an underrated aspect of the modern game, right? We all focus on the fours and the sixes, but it's equally crucial, even in the shorter formats, to run rather quickly between the wickets. Yeah, Nisar Ahmed trying to just mix it up, I believe, a little bit. He's obviously seen the onslaught his partner at the other end has come under, so Nisar with a tad bit more confidence, one would think, is having the faith in the ball as well as the pitch to try and mix things up a bit.
The score's 20 for 2 after 2.4. Nisar is steaming in for the fifth ball. That was down the leg side, and the batsman crossover for another single. That ball was perhaps slightly off target, but Arif not looking to maybe go full attack just yet, knowing how important this wicket is for this game in this particular.
Yeah, you can see the outfield there on the picture on your screens. It's pretty apparent that it's going to be full of runs and there is going to be value for ground shots as well. Oh. Lovely delivery there. Bang on target in the block hole from Nisar Ahmed to finish up the third over of the innings. The Sultans of SYLHET have motored on to 21 in 3 overs after that somewhat disastrous first over.
That was the game with the game. Nisar moved to the leg side, maybe making it sound like he was going to go back to the short ball, and then Arjun did well to keep it out.
The Those are the little intricacies that make the game so exciting, isn't it?
Obviously full of confidence. He's put 22 yards well in front, and if 22 yards can pick up another wicket or two here, they would be really happy with losing the toss. So change in bowling, Zahoor Khan coming into the attack for the fourth over. Zahoor Khan has played 3 games in this tournament. He's bowled 11 overs for 79 runs and taken a wicket. Perhaps Shahidul is going to get a little bit of a breather before he's asked to come back. He's obviously a key bowler for 22 yards. Oh, Arif stamped his glass.
Oh, and that's been hoiked over deep backward square for... We're still waiting for a signal from the umpire. There you go. The arms go up. 6 runs there. So Ariful getting into the act as well. Probably anticipating that slightly shorter of a length delivery from Zahoor. His first delivery was also back of a length as well. So on this occasion, Ariful moving across rather quickly and targeting that vacant area. No danger there whatsoever of going aerial in that region. Fuller on that occasion, that's been swung over long on for another huge 6. So Ariful now joining in the party as well, starting to sight the ball very well. Zahoor overcompensating on that occasion a bit by going a tad bit fuller. And Ariful was wise to that change as well and deposited that for another big 6.
And that was a one-handed top hand only connection, and that traveled well over 90 meters.
You can see Zahoor there, his eyes just following the trajectory of the ball as Ariful this time slashes over backward point and the fielder pulling it in just inside the boundary as the batsman crossed back for the second run.
So become better Sultans of Sylhet repairing the early damage. Looking closer to 4 over 40 instead of 4 over 20.
Oh dear, another short ball and Ariful this time again pulling it away. I'm not entirely sure of the tactics being employed by Zahoor in this over.
Yes, that's 20 runs with 1 ball yet to come.
The umpire is still waiting for confirmation as the replay comes in. It shows you how quick onto the length was Ariful on that occasion. And that has been called a 6. So it'll be interesting to see the field that Zahoor has set for himself. I'm anticipating maybe like a deep backward point and a deep backward square leg for the length. But no, this time taken on the full and taken at long on. So some relief for Zahoor as well as the 22 yards at the end of another expensive over. 20 coming off it, but some reward. Ariful trying to take on Zahoor again, maybe try clear the boundary for a 4th time, but unfortunately not making as good a contact and perishing.
That has to be a relief for Zahoor. That wasn't a particularly good ball, and Arif was on it, but perhaps didn't time it as well as he would hope to. So Arif out for 22 after 12 balls, and this is a big blow for become better Sultans of Sylhet.
Yes, Rohan Mustafa, you can't keep him out of the game for too long. Doing the job properly from his position at long on.
Bailing Zahoor out there. Now Arjun has to lock down one end and look to rotate the strike. The captain, Iftikhar Hussain, has come out to bat. He is a very capable batsman. He will start on the non-striker's end, as this was the last ball of the over, where Arifal got out. So it's 4 overs, 41 for 3. It's for these two to consolidate from this point on.
The trick there, of course, is that Iftikhar Hussain also is not a batsman really known for consolidating. He also likes to step on the gas from ball one. So it'll be interesting to see the approach taken by the captain.
There are still 2 overs to come for the power play, so there are runs to be had. Maybe that's what they're looking at. Get to 65 odd at the end of the power play and reassess from there. Arjun's on strike.
Interesting, Shahidul coming back into the attack. Can he get one of his own back? Oh, again, shot pulled away again by Arjun this time, but there is protection for Shahidul at backward square leg, or deep square leg rather.
Arjun perhaps thinking he'd like to have that one back. Could have been a boundary with a better placement. So now Iftikhar takes the strike.
Just goes to show how good these batsmen are. It's not like any of, maybe barring one or two, it's not like they were all rank long hops. Speaking at the pace at which they're coming. So some really quick work by the batsman. And
that's a conversation between the umpires.
Probably not, because there was a somewhat quick shake of the head from umpire Raghupati at the top end, obviously being communicated by umpire Kolkar at square leg that there was no contact with the glove. Shahidul and the keeper were a bit excited for a moment there.
For an easy boundary.
Oh dear, the captain did look in a bit of strife there for a moment. I don't think he was prepared for that call from Arjun at all.
But I think Arjun is very
If he has is his want, offering a genial thumbs up to the bowler for having bested him on that occasion.
He's one of the most pleasant chaps you'll see on.
Always striking up conversations with the opposition. And before you know it, he's probably clubbed you for a few fours and a few sixes. And gone! Shahidul gets his man after being tormented by Arjun in his first over and being hit for 4 boundaries. This time fires one into the pads. Arjun flicking it straight to the mid-wicket fielder. And what a blow this is for Shahidul.
Arjun has to be disappointed with that shot. The ball could have been clipped in on the leg. They do need to consolidate here. 43 for 4 is not a great spot to be in within the power play. It'll be interesting to see who they... Two new batsmen at the field, at the crease, sorry.
This has been a much better over from Shahidul already. Taukar Khan, this time the fielder taking the catch. No matter how experienced these players are, whatever the levels they've played at, a final is still
Yes.
an occasion that gets the hearts racing a little bit. As Imran Deepu, left-hander, comes to the crease.
That's a watchful leave from Imran. Deepu, he's a wonderful wicketkeeper batsman. But he realizes the situation that he was normally a very attacking player. Choosing to let this one go. As I said, lots of batting to come, but need to consolidate here.
Dot ball to finish up what has been a remarkable comeback for Shahidul in this over. 43 for 4 at the end of 5. The become better Sultans of SYLHET. And what do you think, Anupam? Does that target of about 200 still look feasible? I know it's still early days in the game, but
It's still early days in the game, but what we need here is a partnership, and the partnership will determine if it is 120 or 180. I think there is still a big score on offer, because it has not been that the batsmen have been out on unplayable deliveries. They've all been out looking to score.
right.
Perhaps the adrenaline of the finals got the better of the batsmen. But now I think they need to settle down. There are still runs to be had. 9 or 10 over at LASKY is not much of an ask. As you said, the outfield travel, value for ground shots, and perhaps the batsman would do well to keep it on the ground and just look to get 8 to 10 runs an over for the next few overs, consolidate. And if you're at 112 in 12 overs and you still have 4 or 5 wickets to go, there is Rashid Kumar, there is Azhar. Azhar is a tremendous finisher. They could still be looking at 180 as a possible target. But if they lose a couple of wickets here, it could be less than 20 overs as well. So it's a balance. So stay positive, but keep it on the ground would be my advice.
Yeah, I have a feeling at the pace at which the game is progressing, we should be able to get in at least enough of the second innings that the Duckworth-Lewis might come into play, assuming the rain does come down.
Assuming the forecasts.
Azhar Rahman, Rishabh Patel still to follow immediately after this for the SYLHET Sultans.
Still very, very hot. 95 degrees.
95, you say?
So who is bowling with his tail up? A lot more confidence after getting RF out with the last ball of his first over. On target. So his first 3 balls.
Just the 6th over of the first innings, and this game has seesawed tremendously already.
Oh, I'm going for it. And that's the boundary.
I'm wondering how well that shot was hit. At first glance, it didn't seem like it was all that well connected, but the fielder seemed to have given it away. So I don't know if it was just the outfield that took it that quickly across the ropes, or...
What did you think of walking down the crease, walking down the pitch approach from Imran? If you are the captain on the other end, what do you tell your batsman?
Well, knowing this particular captain, I don't think that he'd worry too much, considering he adopts that approach a lot of the times himself. Drifting onto the pads, but not all that bad, considering 6 came off the forward. And much better over there, the second time round from Zahur. And 49 for 4 at the end of the power play, the SYLHET Sultans. Would you still say slight advantage for the 22 yards?
Yes, given the state of this, given the state of the game, the fact that four batsmen are already back in the hut, I would say for sure, 22 yards we have in the front. Now, what the Sultans need to do here is consolidate, double the score in the next 6 overs, but not lose any further wickets. There is a change in bowling. End of the power play, so now the spin comes into the equation. Dilshan Manavira comes into the attack.
Played away to mid wicket for a single.
Long hop, and the sticker was on it. Flash.
Just goes to show the confidence of the man, doesn't it? It's not like there wasn't a fielder on the backward fence, but Iftikhar still took him on and promptly went over his head. And it's just the Ifti that we have come to admire and love over the years, except when you're bowling at him.
That was a courageous shot. But you have to. Now Imran Deepa is back.
Nicely played away, protection there. The sweeper coming around. And the batsman going back. And if they ever alert to the possibility of an extra run, overthrow there, somewhat sloppy in the field by the 22 yards, allowing the batsman to cross back for a third.
That's what a left hand right hand combination does for you. It doesn't allow the pull down backup assignments, but it's unclear.
That is a good point. Yes, probably the constant change between the right and left hand batsman.
60 for 4.
They back that.
50 goes again.
Shot again. This time the fielder in business and does the job. The fielder actually from deep fine leg coming around. It wasn't. It was actually placed right in between two of them, but there was good ground covered by the fine leg fielder. So Iftikhar, like we were talking, not someone with a lot of patience, and unfortunately this time paying heavily with his wicket in this all-important final.
This could have been 20 runs, no wickets lost. 11 runs and 1 wicket lost. Round.
I'd say clever bit of bowling too. That ball wasn't a short ball, full ball either. That's the reason why Iftikhar, when he tried to... Iftikhar kind of found himself in a position where he ended up hoiking it, but it wasn't really a complete shot. And all it did was end up skying it. It's credit to the batsman that it carried as far as it did. But there was more height on it than range, resulting in his dismissal. Zahoor actually is the fielder, so that'll make him feel better.
Things stand at 67 overs, and I would say 22 yards are firmly in control of this game now.
Yes, as Nihad Zaman comes in to face the last ball of this particular over. Worked away for a couple probably there. The ball just holding up before the fielder got to it, allowing Nihad to come back for the second.
So SYLHET.
All the more imperative considering the right side of that equation. 5 wickets down, half the side back in the hut with just 62 on board.
13 overs yet to come. So Nihad showing maturity, not trying to hike the ball, just taps it into the outfield and there are 2 runs to be had.
What do you think of the remaining batting power left in the SYLHET Sultans lineup, Anupam?
So Rishabh Kumar is a very useful bat. Azhar Rahman is very good as well. Imran is a match winner in his own right, and he looks like he's settling down nicely. He has faced 9 balls. He has left a couple of them alone. So Akhtar Shah attack very good. If Akhtar Shah is able to strike in this over, then I really think become better Sultans of SYLHET are in trouble. Bump short ball from Akhtar.
It's interesting the number of short balls that have been employed by the 22 yards bowling. Do you think there is a method to that?
So Akhtar Shah is a first-class cricketer from Pakistan. He's a tremendous athlete. He playing his first game in 24 hours, still generating a lot of pace and a lot of experience. He has a lot of control. This is not an unintentional short ball, if you will. This was very much targeted. They've done their homework. They've looked at the tape, if you will, overnight on what they would do against Imran. This is the game plan. Another back of the ball through to
Regularly for even for one of the teams, even in the Detroit Cricket League, which is a completely different format to the one that he's accustomed to. So
that's been worked down to third man by Imran. Coming back for a couple, showing maturity there. Dropping the hands, just like guiding the ball to third man. The thing Akhtar told me after the game at Lions was he is probably missing a couple of yards because of the nature of our pitches, the fact that he can't use spikes. That limits the ultimate pace because he doesn't quite have to purchase at the point of the limit that he used to. That was an effort ball. Stay out of.
So Imran Deepu clearly looking rather circumspect at this stage of the game. He realizes that a lot of the burden probably rests on his shoulders now to see his team through to the end of the innings. And as tempting as that ball might have been, this time wide down the leg side by Akhtar. Yes, one of the fascinating things to me, at least personally, has been we see these galaxy of stars now come and rub shoulders with the top players in these local leagues. And like you mentioned, some of the facilities, while being quite good for our level, may not quite be what the players are used to, as him beaten outside off there. Imran again, good delivery by Akhtar at the end of that over, just conceding 5 runs. So get another good over there, seen in the larger scheme of things for the 22 yards. But yes, takes some skill to adapt to different playing conditions, playing formats. It just goes to show how good these players really are. 67 for 5, the Sultans of SYLHET at the end of 8 overs. I think they'll be happy if they can get to a 160, 170 total, that the bowlers are fighting chance. As Dilshan Munawira comes back for his second over. Right arm spin. Went for 13 in his first over. Played away by Nihad Zaman. The field obviously spread out a bit more now that the power play is done. Although having them at 68 for 5, you would think the 22 yards would try and press on their advantage a bit, maybe keep a somewhat aggressive field, rather than spread it out entirely, as seems to be the case.
Yes, but there are runs to be had if you are too aggressive with the field. The game's poised in a very interesting position, very windy, blowing from the leg side to the off side, which is why we maybe saw the prodigious moment earlier in the day or earlier in the innings. Nihad picking the gap. Risk-free single. Tossed up, and Imran Deepu goes for it on pulse. An expansive 6 over long on. That went a long, long way. Excellent strike from Imran. He's a great player of spin. And Dilshan finding out the hard way that you don't toss one up to Imran. As we see the replay.
Yes, Dilshan Munawira giving that ball quite a bit of air, and Imran Deepu's eyes would have lit up at the sight of that delivery. And rightfully so, as he clubs it over wide long on for a maximum.
Imran Deepu is a gentle giant. He's very affable, but you give him that ball, they're going to pay.
Dilshan Munawira, the smart cricketer that he is and the experienced cricketer that he is, adjusting his length, that one pretty much in the block hole. A bit heartening to see that he didn't fire it in, really. There was still some air given to it.
That was almost an arm ball. Carried on with the arm. That's a good over for Beckham Better Sultans of SYLHET. Getting 10 odd runs off it, no loss of wickets. That's exactly what they need. 10 to 11 and over, don't lose wickets. They move on to 78 for 5.
Yeah, they would have looked to breach the 100-run mark by about the midpoint of the innings, which is coming up. As Akhtar Shah walks back to his mark.
$19, very well, valuable. Nihad doing very well for a 6. His shots have been risk-free. It's just tapping the ball into the gap. rotating the strike, which is what they need to do for the next 3 to 4 overs.
Yeah, 22 yards will be angling for yet another breakthrough. Moment you start, the moment you breach through to the 6th and 7th wickets, you start having a sniff at the tail, no matter how good an outfit is.
Abdullah making adjustments to the field. Abdullah Malik, part of the Gujarat Ranji team for several years, as well as Rajasthan Royals. Explosive batsman and a wonderful wicketkeeper, as we saw from the catch he took off Arjit Singh. That excellent glove work. Taking their time here, getting the field just so, because they realize another wicket or two here. And
sometimes letting the batsman sweat isn't all that bad an idea. Banged in short again by Akhtar, played away to the sweeper on the off.
That's Shakir on the sweeper. He has a heck of an arm. He can put the ball right on top of the bail from anywhere on the field.
But he has played Bangladesh under 19, hasn't he?
Yes. One of the fittest guys I know.
A well-known name here in Michigan cricket circle.
He's also played minor league for Michigan Stars. Imran Deepu. Good thinking there by Nihad. Keeping the scoreboard ticking.
Yes, that one was dug into the ribs by Akhtar Shah. Nihad, ever aware to the possibility of a quick single scampering through?
Sometimes the best thing you can do for your partner is get him off the strike.
That is a good point. Although Imran Deepu would like to get more of the strike, he's not doing so bad. 20 of 17. It's probably pretty well set.
Let's see what Akhtar Shah has in store for Nihad.
Guiding that away down to third man.
Just a single. Good job by the sweeper. I think it was Ali Samad. I could be wrong. 3 singles. Become better Sultans of SYLHET. Move on to 81 of 5 from 9.3.
Oh, banged in short. Oh, and the finger goes up. Dear, oh dear. This is the breakthrough that the 22 yards were looking for. Imran Deepu, after a somewhat circumspect start, was looking good and looking to accelerate. And what a time for him to get out.
I think he was trying extra bounce that and I think he saw something in those
I don't know if I would classify this as the best delivery so far bowled by Akhtar Shah, but clearly bowled to a plan. And like you said, maybe catching Imran by surprise, as you see here on the replay. This one was banged into the deck as well. Got that little bit of extra bounce. Imran Deepu looking to slash that over point, but only managing it to top edge it to the keeper, who's done absolutely nothing wrong this afternoon.
Oh, I have seen him on a few different occasions. He's as good a glove man as anyone else I've seen. The interesting thing to see was he's standing well outside the off stick. He is almost at the first flip position. I think that the conversation was there was going to be one in the rip, followed by one that was perhaps wider, and the extra bounce and pace that Akhtar Shah can dial up got Sultans of SYLHET a wicket here. Now Rishabh Kumar Patel comes into bat. He's a very handy batsman, not a bunny by any stretch of the imagination. But the pressure is on.
That, ladies and gentlemen, to those of you that are watching, is what these two teams are battling it out for. The coveted Michigan Open trophy. This final, of course, coming to you live from the Lasky Recreation Center here in Detroit, Michigan, courtesy of the American Cricket Network. You see some of the dignitaries there, including the chairman of the Michigan Cricket Association, watching this final. Matches at Lasky do tend to draw somewhat of a crowd, the high temperatures notwithstanding. A lot of the local community instrumental in setting up this ground and organizing the tournaments here.
So Akhtar Shah with rather good bowling figures of 8 runs per 1 wicket in 10 deliveries, 2 more to come. Rishabh had a very nice bowling spell in the semi-finals earlier today. He trapped Tanveer Sohail plumb in front of the stumps for 2, which probably settled the match in favor of become better Sultans of SYLHET against Toronto Royal Tigers. So he will be confident.
Oh, Rishabh Kumar immediately signaling to the square leg umpire that that should be an overhead wide, and indeed it has been called so. Umpire Kolkar also warning Akhtar Shah that this was one for the over.
The direction was good.
They had 2 first bowlers in this innings already. Oh, Rishabh Patel very close to becoming the third first ball tuck of this innings. He'd be considering himself lucky
Yes.
to miss having
ball.
gotten an edge on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, the ball was not there to be cut or ramped, I don't think.
Very good purchase off the deck, Akhtar Shah.
That's a wide ball.
Oh,
Shah
is that a tad bit harsh of a call there by umpire Kolkar? A wry smile on the face of the bowler there. As we take a look at the replay.
Yes, I would feel for the bowler here as an ex-bowler myself. That was a much better looking shot from Rishabh. Out to cover, sweeper for a single.
Probably the first fuller delivery from Akhtar Shah so far as he comes to the end of the second over. 84 for 6 at the midpoint of the innings for the become better Sultan of SYLHET. They would have hoped to be in a better position by now, but some good job there by the 22 yards and keeping them to that score.
Yes, 84 is not necessarily bad. It's the 6.
6, really.
Yes. And they could have easily been at 100 if Arjun Ajbani and Arif don't get out. They were both looking to score. They were positive strokes. They were not defensive strokes. But 22 yards have done very well here.
What do you say would be the threshold under which 22 yards will fancy their chase?
160, they would really back themselves. The one variable here is still tracking rain at about 710. The pace of play is rather slow, understandably so, because of the heat. They're already at 527 and only 10 overs have been bowled. Now 6 wickets have fallen, and it's the fifth game for both the teams in 2 days. And the conditions are still very difficult, so slow pace of play is understandable. There is a change in bowling.
Left arm spin of Shakir Ahmed being introduced.
That was a thick edge. And that's a boundary. Shakir can get through the overs rather quickly. Nothing wrong with the ball there. Rishabh Kumar with an expansive drive, finding the edge of the bat, and because Lasky is such a quick outfield, that's the bounce.
Yeah, Shakir would feel a bit miffed at that first ball there because, like you said, it wasn't all that bad a delivery. Probably a calculated slash of the wrist. Rishabh Patel earning him a boundary, a streaky boundary through fine third man as he works it around his legs, coming back for a second, having to make a dive. And the body language of the wicket was suggesting that while it was close, Rishabh make it back into the crease.
That was quite the dive commitment.
Well, you can see there, right off the bat, Rishabh Kumar knew that there was a second in it, but it was his call. And it's at this moment that he's probably considering that, oh, what have I done? And puts in the dive, thankfully saving himself.
I've had to patch him up once. Same thing as in batting a game.
Patch him up.
Full length dive, and these matted wickets can be rather rough. So I had to be the medical staff in addition to being the umpire of that particular game.
Oh dear, and that one...
That's the six. That was middle of the bat.
Been deposited well beyond the long on fence.
Well, Rishabh batting with confidence.
A lot of elevation in that shot, but more importantly, distance was there as well.
Yes. That. Nothing wrong with the ball. Wasn't particularly full.
Good comeback by Shakir Ahmed. That ball fired in somewhat more quickly and at a much better length, not allowing Rishabh Patel to get away. Tends to be quicker through the air for a spinner, Shakir Ahmed, isn't it?
Yes. Indeed. But he has every delivery in the book. He has a very useful arm ball. He has a big turner. 13 of the over so far. And that's a quick single. Quick scamper across. So 14 of the over. Become better Sultans of SYLHET will be happy with this one. They need 3 or 4 overs just like this one. But Akhtar Shah is probably coming back for his third over.
Yes, this is going to be a very interesting passage of play, as I think the umpires have called for drinks on the field. Like you mentioned, it is a really hot day out here in Detroit. But yes, an interesting passage of play in the offing, probably, Anupam, where the SYLHET Sultans are going to try and step on the gas over these next few overs if they have to get a decent total.
Yeah, I think the plan is for Nihat to hold one end, rotate the strike, and for Rishabh to go after the bowling. Rishabh is, as you've seen in the 7 odd balls he's faced, a very positive batsman, and he's a powerful hitter. The 6 he deposited over long country, somewhere that general vicinity. That was a good hit, a good positive contact. But I think there will be some questions asked because there are 2 overs to come from Nihat, there are 2 overs to come from Akhtar, who are all pretty quick. Then there is Shahidul, and Zahoor as well. So there is 8 overs of pace to come, and my guess is if I'm 22 yards, spin has generated FT's wicket, but it has also been costly. What I would look to do perhaps is maybe go back to pace, become better. Sultans of SYLHET has looked comfortable against spin. So with that, I would probably go back to some of my quicker bowling options rather than trying to stay with. Oh, the play has it.
Yeah, the 22 yards have. Akhtar Shah is the one they've turned to.
So they have a lot of good bowling options. Quick instead of something out with spin bowling. Spin little on the expensive side. And these quicks are very good quality. Akhtar Shah, as I said, I faced him once in Lion Oaks, and as my cricket coach from college would say, in London and to talk. It's quite the handful. So Akhtar Shah steaming in for the third ball of the over.
Oh, nice one again. Probably some wishful thinking there by Rishabh Patel, again signaling wide there, a signal not really mirrored by either umpire.
I thought that was a good bumper. I didn't think it was necessarily a wide ball, but yeah, I mean, batsman always thinks. Well,
that's the thing with bat, right? You're never out LBW, and anything that goes above your shoulder is a wide.
Yeah. Oh dear, that's a top. Was a feeling.
Yeah, I don't think he was in control at all. That one not the best directed of the bumpers that Akhtar Shah seems to be heavily reliant upon. And Rishabh would be very happy that that one just didn't balloon up and end up in the keeper's gloves, but went well beyond and crossed the boundary.
Cross the boundary, yeah. Akhtar Shah has a very useful crumble seam good length. I have not seen it yet in the sense, but no.
Oh, that is a magnificent take.
Yeah, Abdullah had showing his class. He had to climb to get to perfection, and the plan worked. Akhtar Shah showing his class. Rishabh Kumar has to 18 of 11 balls. And I think the next batsman's
Dev Patel, probably. As we take a look at the replay here, you will see the brilliance of Abdullah behind the wicket. And look at that, timing his jump again to perfection. This is the second or third time he's done that in his innings. Well-directed bouncer by Akhtar Shah. The Rishabh Patel, no matter how well set he was, couldn't do anything other than helplessly fend it through. And what a magnificent catch again by Abdullah.
I think it's SYLHET who was walked out. Nihar doing well to hold down one end. I think 22 yards would be looking to wrap up here quickly. It's 5:36. He have clipped the finger in a flash, but yes, it looks like it's looking to lead, and you're maybe surprised by the pace of the ball. So that's what surprised him.
That is not what the Sultans were looking for at all. A freak dismissal. Can't really say against the run of play because
No, this is
this has been the run of play this afternoon. It is getting somewhat darker there, so maybe those clouds are coming over the ground at this stage.
Organizers are prepared with vegetables. They very well might come into the play. So
22 yards have done their part. They've already run through.
not on point, it has worked. So I think it's left for become better select and Jeet Nirvan. I would imagine Jeet walks out now, or maybe Teer.
Look like Jeet that's walked out. Jeet Patel, I believe, bowls left-handed.
Yes, but he bats.
He bats right. Oh, lovely delivery there again by Zahoor Khan. What a ball to receive first up. Not much in terms of footwork by the batsman. Again, a hint of movement. So this ball still holding its shine, most likely.
Yes. Smooth play. No, that is Jeet. The Hoor has his tail up.
A nothing shot really there.
Half-hearted appeal from Abdullah. Umpires are not interested. That could have very easily taken the feather edge.
Batsman asking the keeper what he was appealing for. So he really should be focusing on maybe trying to get to the ball a bit better. Again, not even a semblance of footwork. Risky business, that's when the ball's moving around still.
That's better looking shot. The batsman in control. So that's the end of 13 overs. The score is 1 of 4. And Sultans of SYLHET really need a miracle here.
Zia Khan, the new batsman in. Some confusion as to whether it was Jeet Nirban or Teeth Patel, and we finally landed on Zia Khan, who's the actual batsman that's out there. He's at the non-striker's end.
The winds are really picking up. The bales have been dislodged by the winds. And these are zing bales, which are actually quite hefty.
Right.
And don't fall out.
I see a couple of kids there enjoying some time out in rather muggy conditions. Ball Always nice to see the families and the kids come out and watch the games.
Oh, that was a good Yorker by Akhtar Shah.
Akhtar Shah just glancing back down the pitch at the batsman, kind of quizzically asking him, okay, what were you thinking there when you were doing all that movement at the crease? Now this Zaman trying to put Akhtar Shah off his game.
Oh, that's a well-directed bouncer. Nihar doing well to get out. Away.
Hostile intent there from Akhtar Shah. He's been one of the pick of the bowlers today, hasn't he? With his really well-directed short pitch deliveries. Not an easy proposition by any means to deal with those kind of deliveries at this sort of pace. Wild swing again there by Nihad, probably getting a touch frustrated at the lack of scoring in the over the last 10 balls or so. Really, SYLHET now would be just happy to get whatever they can, the remaining 2 wickets.
I would look to bat on 20 overs. Let the rain come in. 5 overs have to be bowled in the second innings for it to be a complete game. Or completed game.
At least the approach by the batsman thus far doesn't indicate that they share that line of thinking, Anupam. But magnificently bowled again. You could sense that something was going to happen. There wasn't much in terms of footwork again on that occasion. Akhtar Shah just floating it outside the off stump. And all Nihad Zaman did was edge it through for a rather simple catch. By the wicketkeeper standards, Abdul Ahad has taken a couple of absolute rip snorters in this inning, so this one really piece of cake for him.
Still, that's a very quick delivery, 140 Ks, so not easy. When I played Akhtar Shah, the highest scorer for RT, the second highest scorer for RT was 28 buys.
Nine down, now just the one batsman left. The 22 yards obviously very, very pleased with their efforts thus far. Sun seems to have come out again a bit.
At least at last, yes. Still very windy. Yards, we're looking to wrap this up. 3 for 17. Akhtar Shah still has 2 balls to go, and the way he has been bowling, this will be over in the next 2 balls.
Yes, Akhtar Shah will look to wrap this up in this over.
Deep is an excellent cricketer.
Looked somewhat at sea there against that seeming delivery from Akhtar Shah. I'm a bit surprised Deep has come in after Zia Khan. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what the thinking was there by the SYLHET Sultans.
Maybe Zia wanted a bat. Maybe Zia fancies himself as a batsman. It's possible. He's a very competitive individual.
Final ball of that over, somewhat safely negotiated by Tirth Patel.
That's maiden wicket. Akhtar Shah finishes a spell, 3 for 17. But only 1 wicket left and plenty of bowling yet to come. So there is Zahoor, there is Nasir.
What a spell to bowl at what a stage. Right, Anupam, Akhtar Shah 17 for 3 from his allotted 4 overs. And a maiden wicket to boot to finish that spell off. Not often do you see the 14th over of a 2020 game go for a maiden.
So Nasir running in to take the ball and have a go. Just 1 wicket to go.
Nasir Ahmed, the man who made the early inroads with the 2-wicket first over. of the innings, now looking to come back and finish things off. Nisar Ahmed, correction?
Yes, sir.
The 22 yards obviously in very high spirits right now, finding themselves in a position that's much better than they would have hoped for or even dreamed about at the beginning of the game. Wild swing again there by Zia. He seems to have come out with just one thing on his mind.
Score some runs. Nisar has had quite a tournament. Taken 11 wickets in his 5 matches so far.
Oh dear, and that one has managed to somehow land in no man's land. Zia Khan finally making some contact on that occasion. He had 6 balls to face and he's wildly swung at each of them, finally making contact.
Fortune favors the brave.
Here's Patel working that down to find leg for a single. I agree, Anupam. If they were sensible, then to become better, Sultans of SYLHET would try and play as many balls as possible, try and milk as many runs as they can to have something to bowl at.
That's a swing from Zia, and that might be good enough for a 4, yes. Short a ball into the ribs. Zia not afraid to take it on. Made contact at the top of the bounce, rolled his wrists.
Yes, not the best delivery there from Nisar Ahmed. Zia Khan obviously telegraphing his intentions right from ball one, just wildly swinging across the line, and this one in just the right place for him to make good contact and to get a. It doesn't take long to carry from the edge of the bat to the keeper's gloves, but it was off even before that because he knew what was happening. So, my goodness, what an outcome for the 22 yards. They have done brilliantly to bowl the Sultans of SYLHET out for 110. And at this stage, the 22 yards will really fancy their chances at lifting that cup.
This is not really much of a target. What the 22 yards now need to focus on doing is get out and play 5 overs.
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if their 2 openers are already strapping the pads on and trying to jog back into the field. That rain that's supposed to come is roughly about an hour and a half away, as per our last forecast. Probably more than enough time for the 22 yards to chase down that 111 target of a Nelson. But again, let's not count out the Sultans of SYLHET. They do have a more than decent bowling attack, and they haven't made it to the finals by being slouches. So
Zia will look to come out.
So 111, the target for the 22 yards as we look to go off to the Lasky Recreation Center.
There, but with their own quartet of quick bowlers. After were in charge, and Sultans of SYLHET did not have a lot of questions to the answers. Being
All right, welcome back to all our viewers as the 22 yards begin their chase of the 111 at the LASKY Recreation Center. Zia Khan steaming in for the SYLHET Sultans. Good effort there by the fielder on the sweeper boundary. Kenan Lewis getting that one away for just a single as the 22 yards begin their chase. 2 for none. Actually, that was Kashyap Prajapati that got off the mark. Zia Khan there starting off with a wide. No, actually, Kenan Lewis that got off the mark. Kashyap Prajapati has had some good outings, and he knew as soon as he played that shot that he had pretty much guided it straight into the hands of the deep backward point fielder and just turns around and walks away to the pavilion.
Yeah, we'll be happy with that delivery and that effort. Very competitive cricketer. High quality fast bowler.
That's something that the big competitor Sultans of Sylhet would have been looking for, an early blow. And a huge one at that. Kashyap Prajapati has had a couple of very good outings with the bat in the league stages of the game. So the Sylhet Sultans will be very, very happy to see the back of him so soon in this chase.
And that's a first ball duck.
It is indeed, yes.
So the commentators curse with continues. 2 runs for 1 wicket and 2 balls.
Zia Khan just tend to swing his deliveries out for the right-hander. And on that occasion, Kashyap Prajapati chasing that one outside off stump, following the swing, but only managing to guide it into the hands of the fielder at deep backward point.
I believe the next batsman is the captain himself.
Rishabh Kumar Patel, the fielder, out there making no mistake.
No, Shahan just. So Shahan Jayasuriya is the next batsman. This is the very deep batting lineup. Zia Khan. With good pacey delivery outside off stick.
Yeah, Shehan Jayasuriya, they're looking to slash it straight away. Not much time to sight the ball, as we've mentioned in this format. Oh, drifting in towards the pads. Jayasuriya lifts it over towards the deep mid-wicket boundary. The ball just slowing up. Iftikhar, the captain, doing the chasing. As Jayasuriya comes back for the second run.
Last ball of the over from Zia. Let's see what he has done.
Oh, that one drifting into the pad. Without appeal from Zia, not really sure for what, because that one was clearly going down the side, missing leg stump. Good start from Zia Khan. 4 for 1 at the end of that first over.
That ball had a lot of shape on it. Friendly chat between Zia and Shehan Jayasuriya. starts with a wide down leg side. Lucky Kennard didn't connect that one. Very strong off the bat, Kennard was. Well directed the Yorker, which is the dot ball.
Yes, 4 overs, 4 for 13 in the semi-final for Rishabh Kumar. So he did have the semi-finals. Oh, pulling up at the last minute. I hope it was just a step missed and nothing more sinister than that.
It's been a long weekend for these guys playing in the beach.
There's a bit of a grimace there from Rishabh as he pulled up at the last second. Seems to be all right though.
And he went to the arc, and that's outside the park. Kennard is lifting it straight over the head of the bowler for a 6.
Such a languid looking, beautiful shot there from Kennard Lewis, wasn't it, Anupam?
Yes. Waited on the ball. There was some shape. The ball was shaping in, but he is right there to meet it.
That really is class from Kennard Lewis. That one almost seemed effortless. Was an overpitched ball, but it still had to be put away, and was done so with ease and elegance.
And the big man pulling that one away for, I believe,
Or short this time, and the only people catching that are members of the audience, seated somewhat outside the fence at Deepak with square leg for another big 6.
Very attacking batsman, exciting stroke player. 2 bad balls from Rishabh. Making some adjustments to the field, calling in the third man, and sending out a square leg. Rishabh steaming in, and that's been cut strongly. Is that a 4 or a 6? That's a boundary. Kennard Lewis had all the time in the world. There was width on offer, and Kennard Lewis took it for another boundary. And the umpire signaled a boundary. The scorer seems to have put a 6. We'll get that result. This is just batting practice for Kennard Lewis. Rishabh has to do better. And that one's racing away to the boundary as well. That's a 4. Very, very wide ball. Kennard meets it. On the front foot, drives it powerfully. Big. And just like that, the score is 27 for 1 in 11 balls. Last ball of the over for Rishabh. Let's see if he's able to come back. And short and wide. Kennard Lewis is not going to mess up than that. That's a huge check. So that is 33 for 1 after 2 overs, 29 from this over, 28 off the bat, and a single wide. Rishabh Kumar. trying too hard. They were he has a pulse effortlessly.
What is domestically referred to as a character building experience for, isn't it? When you come up against standards, these kind of things tend to happen.
So Zia Khan,
And we've been calling one of the on-field umpires this Karthik Raghupati, but it isn't Mr. Raghupati, is it?
no, it's actually Ishan. But he's a doppelganger of Mr. Raghupati.
A lot of similarities in the body language as Zia Khan steams in again, angling in towards the pads and swept away by Shehan Jayasuriya with just a single there. Gerard Lewis obviously will have his blood flowing in a rush. 27 of just 7, taking heavy measure of that over from...
There was a scoring error, it seems. Rishabh,
yes, we were calling it a 29-run over. Turns out it's a 27-run over. Small measure of consolation, though, that for Rishabh Kumar Patel. Banged in short. That didn't look like it was the best connected shot as the ball trickles just short of the catching up to it.
That's a bad shot, I believe.
Gerard Lewis looking at his bat. Wouldn't seem to be anything wrong with it, considering how the previous over went.
And that looked like it was going, but it didn't go that far.
Not that all that bad a ball from Zia Khan. A little bit of width on offer. Still getting that ball right up there. Fuller in length. Trying to get that ball to swing, which is his forte. Gerard Lewis looking to hit through the line. Not making the best of contacts on that occasion.
This time the contact is much better.
Oh, that's been hit straight clean through the line for a maximum over long off. What a shot. And this is one of the pleasures, Anupam, isn't it, of watching an international quality batsman in full flow.
Well, Zia's an international quality bowler. He's played for the Brazilian national team. He's no slouch.
For the Brazilian national team, you say?
Consummate professional, he'll give you his 100%. Fierce competitor. But that
High cross the line. That is how powerful a the 111 at 41 of just 11 deliveries. He scored 41 out of the 46 that the 22 yards have on the board so far.
Canarlo looking to win the strike. Zia attempting a slower Yorker. Let's see who the become better Sultans will go to for the fourth over.
Zia Khan takes his cap from the umpire.
That I think that is going to be Nihad Zaman or Steve.
And for 1 or 3 overs, that rest supposed to come might come after the end of the presentation ceremony at this stage.
Well, one would hope so. We'd like to see the There's a change in bowling going to happen.
He heads for that arm spinner.
No, it's Nihad Zaman.
It is.
The bowling. Oh, that was a good start. Now looking to go for the maximum. Nihad Zaman opened the bowling for 2 of the games. Did very well. And that
In from third. No confusion what. Kenar Lewis, huge wicket. This has the damage already been done, Anupam? 42, just 14 deliveries.
yes, that was quite a blind played by Kenar. Now, perhaps the SYLHET Sultans would have been better to just sticking to Nihad Zaman as the opening bowler, like they have done throughout the tournament, instead of going with Kanar's start. Obviously, Nihad producing 2 good deliveries on occasion, beating Kanar for the first one and getting the second one. Taking nothing away from Zia here, a wonderful catch. As I said, he's a fierce competitor. He wants the ball to come to him. He wants to be participating in dismissals. He wants to be taking wickets. He wants to be taking catches.
Mind you, these catches aren't easy or all that at all, because this one came off the edge. The ball's often swirling. If the catch is ground, like an how difficult these chances are. So Zia Khan making no mistake there.
Perhaps after the first over, the best thing to do would have been to stick to Nihad Zaman.
That graph perfectly encapsulating what's happened so far. There was the gradual rise after the first over with 2 setbacks for the Sultan of SYLHET. The 22 yards, in contrast, have just rocketed to 47 after the first ball wicket. Now we'll look to see if this is a significant peg back for them with the dismissal of the dangerous Kenar Lewis as Rohan Mustafa. Rohan's had a couple of good outing stages. 32 of just 20 in a losing cause against. In a winning cause of a couple of Yep, the arms go up from umpire Onkar Kolkar. Jayasuriya eyeing that vacant area there. Just about enough air for Jayasuriya to get under the ball and over the ropes.
Yeah, that was swept from just about off stick.
Pretty much halfway there already, the 20 yards was courtesy of that blistering knock by Lewis. Now the important thing is to not get carried away. There is threat of rain, but the 22 yards.
And that could be no, the boundary.
Signal 4 by the umpire. So this one was just about back of a length. Not all that bad a delivery, but it goes to show how good a batsman Shehan Jayasuriya is. That he was able to semi-pull that, if you will.
Flat considered.
Tremendously out. The ball just raced
Flat
away for a single.
Let's see what happens.
Correct. Very they've taken full measure of this power play. Still 2 more overs to go, mind you.
So there is a change in bowling. It looks like
Left banged into the pitch and dismissed contemptuously over mid wicket for a boundary by Shehan Jayasuriya, imperious at this stage.
Jasleen also had a good outing in the semi-final. Just Rishabh. Let's see. Useful Yorker. But generates a lot of space from just this steps.
It's difficult to identify the players from the names on the back of their shirts, won't you say, Anupam? You've had Zia Khan wear someone else's jersey, now Jasleen having Archit at the back of his t-shirt, of his jersey. Much better delivery on that occasion from Jasleen.
So when you're umpiring and Jasleen bowls a cutter, you hear the revs on the ball. It can put a lot of revs on his cutter. And that was an intelligent change of pace. Shehan was looking to hit the ball out of the park.
Yeah, the length would have thrilled Shehan for a moment, but I think the change of pace that you mentioned that resulted in it being just a single.
That could have beaten the bat and crashed into the sun. Good ball from Jasleen.
2 left-handers at the crease makes the fielder's job somewhat easier. Oh dear, and that's been flat batted towards long on. Down for a single. That one was again banged into the pitch. Rohan Mustafa had already decided that he was going to charge down no matter what.
And I think Jasleen saw him charge and track the length down. Good over this after the first ball. Next 3 up and on target. Let's see what Jasleen does with this ball. That's another slower ball on the pad. That's a single. The normal road for Jaslin is usually the death bowling, where they were to employ his variation, but this is not a normal situation for Sultans of SYLHET.
It looks to be pretty economical about his energy, at least. Not too long a run up. Generates quite a bit of energy through his lats. Wide down the leg side as Jaslin tries maybe a bit too much on that occasion. Conceded off his 5 balls so far. Have to fight too. Rohan must have doing the honors at the long on boundary. Just a shot opted from Jaslin. 68. The end of the 5th over.
There was good variation in the over, but I don't think the quality of the batsman was necessarily bothered by the cutter.
No, and I think one of the advantages when you've had such a blistering start provided by someone like Lewis that you can afford to be a bit more laid back. It is the so the 20.
I think FT is going to go to Rishabh because the same thing happened in semi-finals. Rishabh went for runs on the first over, came back after a little break, and provided crucial breakthroughs. So this sort of thing has happened in the past, and FT is a very player-friendly captain, very always affable, offering suggestions, being kind. So let's. And Rohan Mustafa going for a big hit, and that's the maximum. Yes. I think I don't think that was an overstepping no ball. Did they not have enough men inside the circle? Because this was the power play. That's 6 plus no ball.
30-yard circle for a maximum. So the no ball definitely not helping either Rishabh or the Sultan of SYLHET's cause.
Just when I was saying nice things about FT's captaincy. The mistake by the captain. They will have to change the field to make the field legal, but otherwise it's a free hit. FT chatting up the batsman. It does look like we are also looking for a ball. That one might have made it into the parking lot next to the field. Lots of, as we see, the trophy, the winner trophy, and the trophy, another individual award. And we have a shot of the audience. Return out. Omkar has been able to look at the ball. Looking at the sky, there is a train, but 5 overs have been completed. So at this point of the stop, it would be.
Assuming the 22-yard well ahead of that first pass score, right? It's lost 10 runs on the board. 5 for 2 in just 5 overs.
The fast score is right. Well ahead. So scored, but it's only been 5 overs, so they're moving along.
It would be a shame if this match was to end due to rain. It's been a fabulous tournament. Very well organized. Followed by somebody moving behind the bowler's arm as he lines up and eyes this free hit ball to be delivered by Rishabh. Well bowled, but out go the arms of umpire Akolkar. Rishabh, hands on hips, turns around and looks helplessly, but he probably understands it was a wide as well.
Same thing that Akhtar Shah did, I believe, in the 11th over when there was a right ball. But yes, free hit continues. Let's see what Rohan has in mind. That was wide and short. Rohan flashes hard, and that's the boundary.
Well, that's gone for 4 over wide, mid, long off. That would have probably been a wide as well had Rohan left it alone. But he managed to get enough bat on it. Look under the bat, but still had enough to carry the boundary for 4.
As we were saying, the LASKY out is fast. And that's been flat batted back over, long off for a boundary. It's still the power play, so they can only have to field us outside.
Of all the places that ball could have been dispatched to, Rohan decides to slap it back over long off for a boundary. What do you make of that?
Yeah, wide long off. He had all the time to bowl it. So Rishabh Kumar with some ugly looking statistics, 43 of 8 balls. Not his fault entirely. The no ball wasn't his problem. That was a fielding issue. And that ball is popped up.
That's a sky or keeper call. And with the gloves and actually by the wicket keepers, bit of consolation for Kumar, who gets his man. So third wicket falls for the 22 yards. 84-3 now with 3 balls left in the power play.
So that was Imran Dipur running nearly square leg. And it is very windy, as we saw in the past shot of the ball as it went long off. It is very windy, so the ball squirts. As we
not often that you see a middle order which is packed with lefties. Abdul Almar is also a lefty. thoughts on the game?
Check. Check.
Well, that one's been dragged from well outside off stump by Shehan Jayasuriya, the umpire signaling 4. So, Teef Patel probably wouldn't have imagined that a ball that wide of off stump would have gotten deposited over wide long on. But nonetheless, that's what Jayasuriya has done as he moves on to 24. Yet another powerful shot down the run line.
It's one of the hardest working cricketers I know.
Oh dear, that was a bit of a long hop, and at that pace, really, Shehan Jayasuriya had no trouble pulling that over mid wicket for another 4. Desperate attempt there by the fielder running in from square leg, but he just couldn't get to it.
So what Shehan's doing is interesting. He's crowding the base, standing almost on off stick, looking to drag anything bowled to leg stick. So teams would do well to maybe get to left arm over to change the angle.
Well, he is left arm.
Sorry, left arm. And that was an attempted reverse sweep, missed. Yes, sir, left arm round to change the angle. Shehan Jayasuriya is looking to just.
Interesting call there. The umpire deeming it a legal delivery. What do you think? Was it because of the batsman trying to
switch
reverse it?
So
wide outside the off stump. This time Shehan Jayasuriya takes full measure of it, wide long off. So yet another boundary. Teef Patel clearly trying to not get into Jayasuriya's arc, but Jayasuriya still managing to find the middle of the bat.
So he is taking my advice, but perhaps he shouldn't. So runs are coming.
Clearly, one reason why you and I are on the commentary box.
Yes. So I think he's going to stick to left arm round. And that one's well working.
Ball outside leg stump is hardly the kind of delivery you would think is the most economical, but
That's a wide ball. Teams are not happy about the call. It's a wide nonetheless. Now 14 runs required from 13 overs. 20 yards are well in sight of victory. That one had a lot of loop on it. Shakir tapping it back. It's echoing. Increase it.
99 for 3 at the end of the 7th over. 22 yards now. One hand over the trophy. 12 from 32 is a plenty of time to get the rain put on the thread. This match pretty much done and dusted. As the captain probably brings himself on to have a bit of a bowl.
Yeah, just to get fancy. Maybe 10, maybe. He's a hand off spinner.
Yes, I've seen him bowl occasionally, yes. And probably sees no harm at all in whatsoever, trying to put himself on, maybe try to get a breakthrough or two.
That was on top, but the guy does well to save up.
What time to get there in the middle for two batsmen, final of a big tournament, no pressure whatsoever. Not sharp of height. looking very elegant and very languid, and pulling the delivery away for a single. Quite a bit of atmosphere here. A lot of the local crowd from the Bangladeshi community in Hamtramck, always a huge support amongst them for cricket at the LASKY Recreation Centre. They have friends or family playing in this tournament, including this final. Setting up some good atmosphere. Quite an economical over so far, considering the circumstances from the captain. 5 singles, 55 deliveries thus far.
7 needed.
What do you say? Single and then maybe maximum to finish off in grand style?
I think we may see a closer.
And maybe a wicket in the process?
I don't think that. But let me just peek at the stats. There will be. This area has 85 runs.
Nicely flicked away by Shakaran for another single. So the 22 yards, one hit away from the big prize.
Strike.
Come on, just go for it. Maximum coming up. Clearly he had the same and what did I tell you?
A wicket.
A wicket in pursuit of glory. As often happens, Surya probably has a rueful smile as he trudges off, nonetheless having done the job. 35 of 20, brilliant innings in association with Kennard Lewis, and having taken them to within one blow of victory.
That was a good catch, Jasmine. No, that was just a good catch. Well bowled by Nihad.
Yeah, something to shape up for Nihad Zaman and the SYLHET Sultans. But it's been a good tournament for them as well. Let's not take anything away from them based on this one game. Yes, this was the all-important game and they unfortunately came up short, but the 22 yards on the other hand will be cock a hoop. 6 needed now from almost 12 overs.
So Sultans of SYLHET have been participating in all these local tournaments. It helps when you're playing as a unit, playing the team, gelling at the team, getting to know your strengths and weaknesses. So we'll see you back again next year.
Yes, the tournament becoming one of the most awaited, if not the most awaited tournaments in Michigan. Year after year, we seem to be growing in strength and quality. Oh dear. Wide and will probably just fall short of the rope. Justin Bhatti doing the mopping up as the batsmen come back for a couple. Wide signal by the umpire as well.
Dilshan on strike. Dilshan on the third inspector.
Yeah, very watchful defense there. The wicket just fallen, probably mellowing a bit. The next batsman probably not too keen on walking out, hoping that these two finish off the game as Dilshan pulls that one away to square leg.
Chase.
Coming around, in comes the throw. The scores are now level. So just 1 run needed. and the supporters of the 22 yards probably cheering and dancing just outside the boundary. The teammates ready to run in to grab some souvenirs. As Dilshan Moravia just works that one around of his pads, and that is the winning run. So it's the 22 yards cricket club that are the champions of the Michigan Open T20 Blast 2025. They had just the one cup in the league game. Spare thought for the become better Sultans of SYLHET. They went through the league stage and the semi-final undefeated, only to come up short in the game that mattered the most. But full credit to the 22 yards. Their bowling was on point, their taste even better, and they are rightfully the champions for 2025.
Yes, comprehensive win here by 20 yards. They thoroughly outplayed competitive Sultans of SYLHET, and they're going home with a trophy. And for Sultans of SYLHET, they now have 1 year to plan their next go at the cup and come back stronger.
Absolutely. No, and like you said, yeah, there's no doubt that both of these teams probably will look to make an encore next year. And it's been a great tournament. Some fantastic cricket, a galaxy of stars that we've seen over this weekend, a very special weekend, the 4th of July weekend here in the United States. And this tournament being conducted in pure Michigan. And what a sight it's been. Each and every game has been hotly contested. Two top sides competing in this final. And while the final could be termed a bit one-sided, it still nonetheless produced some remarkable cricket, which I think we were all very fortunate to witness right here live on ACN.
A clinic of fast bowling by the quartet of fast bowlers from 22 yards. A good quality fast bowling unit that is disciplined, that is on target, that has pace can make a huge difference to a game. So starting with the dismissal of Gagan off the first ball was the key. I think that was surprised by the effect of the bounce. Arjun was surprised by the bounce. Great fast bowling from the quartet. There were some fireworks from Arjun and Pani and from Arif, but once those two batsmen got out and scored runs, it was all 22 yards from that point on. And 22 yards, as I said, going home with the trophy, going home with the glory, and I'm sure we'll be back next year looking for it.
Absolutely, yeah. Look at the bowling card for the 22 years, right? It was essentially Nisar Ahmed with his 3 wickets at an economy of just 3.88, and Akhtar Shah again with his 3 wickets at an economy of just over 4 and a quarter. Those two really choked the Sultans of SYLHET, quite literally. So it was an outstanding bowling performance in the final by 2 very, very high class bowlers. And then, of course, the absolute brilliance of Bernard Lewis, ably complemented by Shehan Jayasuriya as well, just making the 22 yards a romp-home victory in a pretty lopsided final.
Right. So Nisar finishing the tournament with 12 wickets to his credit, with a strike rate of with an average of 11 and an economy of 7, which is exceptional in this format as a bowler, as high scoring the tournament average. Shah finishing the tournament with 7 wickets and 46 dot balls. Think about that for a second.
Wow.
46 dot balls in 16 overs. So he has been on target, the economy of 7.25 and an average of 16. So Nisar Ahmed had a strike rate of 9.4. So he is taking a wicket every 9 balls. And that's nothing to scoff at. He moved the new ball a long way, and I think that was important. So the keys for Sultans of SYLHET were Gagan had to fire and he didn't. Arjun and Arif had to play a longer innings and they didn't. And surprisingly, the first time that Azhar Rahman was dismissed was trying to leave a ball. I think he was surprised by just how fast Akhtar Shah was with that particular ball. Rishabh Kumar tried to score some runs, but I think he was also hunted by just the fast bowling that Akhtar Shah and Nisar were able to bring. So really, Nisar, Akhtar Shah, and Zahoor doing bulk of the damage. I think they took 8 wickets out of the 10. Yes, 7 wickets out of the 10. They were up to the task of meeting the batting lineup of Sultans of Sylhet, and making sure that their team had an easy go of chasing the target. And then Kanar Lewis and Shahan Jasuria just made short work of the target of 100 odd runs and got in 9 overs with plenty to spare. So uh, the nature of the shorter format is games do tend to be one-sided because they decide on 3 or 4 deliveries. But this was quite the tournament. The lineup that we got to see. I mean, we have seen stacked teams in Michigan in the past, but I think we have seen so many stacked teams in one tournament because every team had credentialed players who really played the game at really high levels. So it was a privilege and a treat to watch. The game was the organizers did a wonderful job. Absolutely, on point, on target. So the organizers get a huge part of the credit for giving the owners confidence to make the investment, knowing that there will be high quality cricket being played. So congratulations to Asia United for hosting a high quality tournament. And I think Jubel is doing the presentation.
Yes, let's go over to the LASKY Recreation Center now, where Jubair Ahmed, the organizer, is kicking off proceedings for the presentation ceremony.
Al Hilal Ahmed, Rifat Karim, he just left. Few of our community activists, cricket supporters to the stage. I would like to call upon Shaheen Ahmed. Shaheen Ahmed, please come to the stage. He's a big supporter of cricket in our community. He's always there to support cricket and any other activities that we have in our community. So a big round of applause to Shaheen Ahmed. I would like to call up Dalwar Ansar. Please come. I would like to also call our Michigan Cricket Association Chairman, Taifur Rahman, who helped us tremendously to organize this tournament. Also, he is very dedicated to Bangladesh Cricket Association of Michigan and also running the Michigan Cricket League. So big round of applause for Taifur Rahman. And I would like to also call up on the stage Shahid Ahmed Bhai. Yes. He's an organizer for Diversity Cup and Champions Cup. Big round of applause for Shahid Ahmed Bhai. Always, he does a lot for cricket. Anyone who organizes a tournament or a league, I have big respect for them because we know how much time and effort and dedication you have to put up a cricket tournament or any sporting event. So thank you, Shahid Bhai, for taking time and coming here after finishing Liberty Cup. And I would like to also call Shail Bhai to come here. Also Rossi Bhai, our DJ, and he also support us so many things from behind the scene. Yo, DJ! I would like to also call Joel Bhai, our official photographer, and also Talha Bhai. If you're here, please come here. Yes, please come here. Oh, you're taking pictures. Okay, thank you so much. And also Sabbir Khan. He's running as a councilman in City of Warren. Thank you so much for your support from behind the scene and everyone who came us, supporting us, watching cricket and supported Michigan Open however you can. Thank you so much. Now I would like to say a big thank you to all our sponsors who've been supporting us every single year. And as a cricketer myself, I would like to thank all the sponsors who is sponsoring a tournament, a team, an individual player. We appreciate them. Because of them, we are able to host tournaments in USA, although we don't have big sponsors, but big round of applause for R2M Realty, SNS Home Loans. If you guys need any home loans or mortgage related issues, please reach out to Nasir Shabuj and his team with SNS Home Loans. Regal Title Agency, Bengal Insurance, home, auto, any type of insurance, reach out to Bengal Insurance. Zakaria Uddin Realtor, Sahara Home Care, Captain Jay's Fish and Chicken, Dream Touch, Wholesale, Next Tech Training, Church's Chicken. Thank you so much for providing all the foods today and yesterday from Church's Chicken. Hope you guys enjoyed their chicken. Cricket Academy of Detroit and Iftibai. He's not here, he's out of town. He's not here, he's out of town, but Iftibai worked tremendously hard along with Saeed Ahmed to bring this to ground. And especially for this tournament, he helped us to roll the ground, cut the grass, coordinating with the city. So big round of applause from Cricket Academy of Detroit and Iftibai. US Bangla, media partner, Shahad Desi Cuisine. If you guys are hungry, please go to Shahad. They are very good. Indian cuisine and halal as well. It's over on 12 Mile. And Brian, Star of India, M. Syed and Co. He's an accountant himself and CPA. If you guys need tax file or any question or any help regarding your accounting, please reach out to him. So we'd like to say a big round of applause to all our sponsors who supported us year after year. Thank you so much for being with us. I have already mentioned about the organizing committee for working relentlessly hard to make this tournament a standout. Faisal Chaudhry, Jubel Ahmed, Rifat Karim, Zakaria Uddin, Mahbubur Rahman, Kazi Abad, Al Halal, Joel Huda, Shail Huda, Taifur Rahman, Iftibai, and many others who have supported us throughout this tournament. We would like to also say a special thank you to our umpiring committee, SCN Broadcasting for doing live games, and all the volunteers. Also thanks to the community activists and brothers. I think we can have and we still can finish it. We can leave the bags as is, no problem. We can finish it, no problem.
Can you move that back?
That's not really
the rain absolutely pouring down at the LASKY Recreation Ground just as the presentation was underway. Thankfully, it didn't come down before the match got over. So I guess in a way it was fitting that the match got over on time. It wasn't a very high scoring game, but nonetheless, the trophies now will be presented to the winners and runners up as well under the hospitality tent that's been set up at the ground. We're unfortunately not able to bring you the presentation ceremony because of the rain. So that's why myself and Anupam are back here in the studio just to sign off for the evening. It's been a lot of fun doing this, Anupam. So thank you for partnering with me today. Thank you also to our colleagues here in the studio, Shai Devan and Akshay Sarag as well. Thank you for a great show that you've put together. Not to forget Pawan Reddy doing the camera duties here along with Nitin at the ground. This has been a lot of fun and a lot of work. And we are so glad that we were able to bring these games live to you over the course of these 3 days. The final, of course, also having us calling the game as well. We've had a lot of fun doing this, and we hope you've had a lot of fun watching these as well. Right, Anupam?
Yes. So thank you very much for joining us. Stand by the accuracy of the forecast. The forecast did rain at 7:10
yes.
and it rained at 7:10. So I usually the weather guys are only right about half the time, but this was spot on. So thank you for joining us for this presentation of the finals for Michigan T20 Blast. I hope you had just as much fun listening to us as we had fun. Thank you.
Absolutely, and we hope you will join us again for any of the other tournaments that we work on, as well as we will, of course, bring you this tournament as well in 2026. So we hope to keep meeting you time and time again over the various tournaments as cricket in Michigan grows. So take care, stay safe, everybody, and see you guys soon. Thank you very much for joining us today. Have a good night.